Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our podcast. And I'm sounding super ill, but I'm now joined by Jabid. Hey, Jabid.
Oh, hey guys, hey Snoo, how's everyone doing?
Yeah, well, could be better, as you know, but hey, it is what it is. I couldn't miss out on doing this podcast, so I thought, no, I'm gonna jump on. I can at least talk. But if I do cough and splurt, then I do apologize.
No, you're a trooper.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to kick off this podcast with the announcements that Amazon have made because they had an event, kind of silently done, in my view, because I didn't realize they had one until I was clicking around. But one of the big main thing that they talked about, and just trying to find it, is they've actually made a Kindle that you can write on.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a note-taking Kindle, which kind of excites me a little bit. I mean, it's an e-ink where you can write your notes on, and it will last for ages. What are your views on that? There we go.
that is really cool. And yeah, like you're right, this event came out of nowhere for me as well. I didn't expect that. But the Kindle Scribe, um, I've definitely seen something like it before from like startups, but it is really cool that it looks like it's gonna have the Kindle functionality, but also let you take notes with the e-ink display as well. It's just really cool.
Yeah, no, it is cool, and the good thing about it is you can use it in any light, and it doesn't hurt your eyesight in any way, which is also important. But I'm super excited by this all, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you think you would get a lot of use out of something like that?
For someone that uses their mobile device or uses a Surface or anything like that, I think it kind of makes sense because iPads and stuff, they're all backlit. You're using it in the middle
Mm.
of the night. It's not the best experience. So
No,
with that, if you think about how the eyes shine, I think that's quite important.
definitely, yeah. I think you'll definitely find a place on the market. What about pricing? Looks like £330. I think sounds fair enough to me. Does everything a Kindle does and a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I miss, and I'm going to be honest, is going to be colored e-inks.
Oh,
So
right.
because it's still just black and white. And I wish you had, I know e-inks can do like red and blue. So maybe that'll be something. I mean, they didn't release that to their main Kindle having colors. So that's one thing that I wish they did is colors.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe this is like their first stab at it. We'll see what newer generations bring.
Yeah, but it's definitely really cool to see that they've got a Kindle
Mm.
that you can now use a notepad. And they say you can import your Word document to PDF and scribble over stuff. So
Great
definitely
features.
something worth seeing. Now, obviously, they've also released their new speakers, their Echo Dots, which are a bit more touch sensitive. They sound better, not much difference. But for me, if you're an Eero user, so Eero's your mesh network, and it's where you can extend your
Mhm.
Wi-Fi. The Echo Dots now have them built in. They have built-in Wi-Fi extenders.
That's a really cool system. You're getting the whole Amazon ecosystem. It almost makes you wonder why they waited until now to do it.
Yeah, true. But just imagine this, right? You've got another piece of equipment that extends to Wi-Fi. I mean, I use a mesh system
Mhm.
myself. I've got the Netgear Orbi, which I swear by. And to be able to then replace that with, because I also have I do have an Alexa here. And if you can just amalgamate that into one device, it'd be interesting just to see what standard it does. But I think it is just Wi-Fi 6 for the time being. But it's definitely interesting that
Yeah,
that your speakers can now extend your Wi-Fi.
Definitely, especially if it's like an added extra. It's not. Don't know if they're charging extra for it, but it just looks like an extra bonus they're giving to their customers, which we can always appreciate.
Well, an extender costs you $79, and this would just cost you 60. So
Well, okay, that almost is too good to be true.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
but
crazy.
they're definitely because a lot of people tend to have these devices in each room these days.
Hmm.
So it kind of makes sense. It just means you're just going to have amazing signal anywhere you go in your home.
Yeah.
But then the one thing I didn't realize is they actually make their own TV screens in the US, which I had no idea. And I'm trying to find it if I can do, because they just release so much information. But yeah, they have a QLED Fire
A,
TV.
Q- a QLED Fire TV, that is pretty good. I don't know where it falls into compared to like other big names, but $800 for a QLED TV, pretty good, especially for a 65-inch model.
Yeah, and it's definitely interesting. I mean, yeah, Amazon are really. I mean, I wish they made more of a song and dance about this. I think a lot of people are going to miss them what they've been announcing. I mean, like I said, I definitely missed it. I had no idea. Do you know what else I missed?
Hmm?
Do you know when Apple had their event on the same day, Bose released their new in-ear earphones,
Oh wow. That's
and
a bold move by Bose to do it on the same day as Apple.
but what's really funny is that they are the best in-ear noise cancelling earbuds in the market right now, and it is really weird why Bose did it on the same day. It just makes no sense.
They're that confident in the product, it sounds like, and based on what you just said.
Well,
Um,
I've been watching comparison videos, and they are
hmm.
literally the best. Like, if you want to cancel all noise completely, the Bose in-ears are the way to go.
Okay, I'll have to look into that. Yeah, again, what is it with all these like sneak announcements? Like maybe that's a new way of marketing?
Maybe it's just a case of, well, we'll release it and you'll find out about it afterwards. Yeah, they call it the Quiet Comfort Earbuds 2 is what they're called. But they are like the creme de la creme of in-ear buds right now. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I think they slowly were losing their ground to Sony, weren't they?
Yeah.
But you have a Sony. What is your view on Sony products?
Yeah, I'm using some X-M4s right now. Sony, I feel like they've been doing a couple of weird things. Like we've spoken before in private about the new gaming line of monitors they have and those new gamer headsets,
Yeah.
where they're trying to sort of break into the PC market as well, but also incentivize you to have a PS5 to go along with it. Um, I don't really understand Sony's marketing. I thought they were going to focus on their TVs, but now it looks like they want the monitors. They've also already got a big market share of the headsets as well. So Sony impresses me. Maybe that's coming from a Sony fanboy, but I like the way they're headed.
Yeah, and there seems to be a push for releasing more content on PC now, which makes you question, do
Mm,
you even need a PS5 if you've got a
that's it.
decent enough PC rig? Because they've been actively releasing more stuff. And but what was the latest one that they said they were going to release? It was Sackboy, wasn't it? Big Adventures coming
Yes,
to PC.
Sackboy's coming out. That's it. Yeah, and I think Sony's made an announcement as well. They said they're going to be doing that, but they want people to know that if you want it first, come to PlayStation. So maybe that's their strategy. Sort of have a year or two of exclusivity and then release it to PCs so that they can get double the customer satisfaction, make sure they hit both markets.
Yeah, I'd still hold out for the PC because the PC is just going to be better.
Yeah, 100%. And it looks like all the ports they've done so far have been like pretty well received. No crazy game breaking bugs or anything, like especially with the what was the latest one? Spider-Man, I believe. Great reviews all round. RTX, everything there.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man was spot on. Absolutely spot on. It's probably the best. They've got Uncharted in a few weeks' time, so definitely
Yeah.
excited for that. But they're definitely hitting the PC market, and I think they're making the right kind of noise, and it is about time. Now, talking about gaming, the news has
Ah,
finally come. Do you want to break it to everybody?
I think there were rumors already, and Google shut them down just a couple months ago, and here we are again at the same spot. Google is shutting down Stadia. I believe 2023, was it? January 2023, they're going to shut down Stadia completely.
What's really big is they're going to refund everybody though.
Oh, I didn't know that. Refund completely or refund things from the last couple of months?
Completely, the entire thing.
Whoa,
So people that are bought into it are easily going to get like $1,000 back
that's
because it
good on
works out.
Google.
Well, no, it's not because
No?
it worked out to be cheaper for them because I was talking to friends in the industry to reimburse um everything than it is to continue. So basically, so this is what my mate has said. They paid north of $10 million per game. They
Ooh.
didn't make $10 million return per game anyway. So Stadia has cost Alphabet hundreds of millions. So it's cheaper to refund everybody.
I guess when you put it like that, yeah, that makes a lot of business sense. You know what's crazy about this? I saw an article just before. Apparently, like employees of Stadia only found out 45 minutes for the public. That is insane.
Wow, that's really bad. That's
There are
really
always
bad.
rumors floating around, though. I think everyone
Yeah,
there
yeah. I
probably
mean,
knew.
they didn't do much with it. I mean, this is the quote that my friend said, right? I've never seen a product in my life where the technology was best in class and the service, marketing, everything else just didn't match it. And it's true. They had the best in class technology for game streaming and
Yeah,
they completely dorked it. There was zero marketing, zero anything. It was, they killed their own products.
yeah. And of all people, Google Alphabet, like they could have integrated into so many different ways. They could have integrated in YouTube somehow, like Netflix is trying with their Netflix gaming platform. That would have been a great idea. I think maybe there's some logistical issues there that I'm not aware of, but it is actually insane how they just let it fall through.
Right. Oh, hang on. I just tried to go for a list of sites that has basically a list of what Google has killed, and fastcompany.com have a statement on their webpage saying that they were breached Tuesday evening.
Oh wow, okay.
Mm.
Um,
No, I saw this, the Apple News thing. Yeah, there was a lot of obscene and racist push notifications sent out to people that had Apple News and followed Fast Company. So they just had pings on their phone coming up saying a lot of absurd stuff, really.
Oh right, okay. I think yeah, no, you're right. I did hear things about people getting random push notifications. That's crazy, especially just 2 days ago. Wow, okay.
Yeah, but let's see. This list, I've got a web page. It's called killedbygoogle.com, and this list just goes on and on and on. Like, look at the stuff. And I'm just showing Jabba the web page, the amount of stuff that they've killed.
He's been scrolling for a while. It's going
Yeah,
years worth of things that they talk about, hype up, and just die or
kill it.
kill off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, they should just stick with search engines and Androids and just leave it at that. I don't even have much faith in their phone or watch. I'm going to be honest. I mean, what else are they going to kill next?
Maybe they'll try something with YouTube. They've been making a big push for people streaming on YouTube. I can see that going heads up if it doesn't go the way they want it to.
Right. What about this? Talking about streaming, Twitch.
Okay, Twitch will charge you $100 to pin your chat message for 2.5 minutes. Why?
Yeah,
How?
it's an experimental feature to highlight a viewer's message if they're willing to pay for it.
Just $100 flat just to pin your message.
For 2.5 minutes. Yes.
Don't streamers already have like third-party plugins they can use to do something similar and probably doesn't cost the viewer $100?
I have no idea, but I think it's insane that they think it's okay to do that, exceptionally during this time.
I think they're trying their luck. It's not related to that too much, but I heard rumors about Google trying like you know how nowadays you get one or two adverts, unskippable adverts,
Yeah.
and now they're pushing for 5 or up to 10 adverts in one sitting. They're just trying to push their luck and see what people are willing. It's not something they're going to roll out to the public, but they're just testing it with like volunteers or
Oh, you know
the
that's going to
product
stay in
testers.
forever. You know that's just going to stay forever.
2 is the absolute maximum for me. I think if I got 3, I would just stop watching videos. I might go read a book.
Well, you should be reading books anyway, Jabba, now, shouldn't you?
Yes, you guys should be doing both, but I'd be more inclined to. So, YouTube, help me out, push more ads, and I'll stop watching YouTube videos.
Yeah, fair enough. The graphics card by Intel.
Yes, around the corner now.
It is obviously we've got the 40 series. Nvidia had an event talking about their new 40 series RTX
Yes.
graphics cards, supposed to be super powerful. Don't really need to get it, do you? Really, if you've got a 30 series, unless you're going to do 8K gaming. But Intel saying that they Arc A77 and A750 will outperform the 3060. But look at the price.
Yeah, the price is really good. I really hope it works out to something similar in pounds, especially with everything that's going on right now. But that's
Well, it will
really good.
be. It will be the same. Come on, it's not going to be any cheaper with how the pound's been dipping.
You'd be surprised though. Like we were talking about Sony had monitors before.
Yeah,
The same Sony monitor that's $1,000 in the States is
yeah.
£1,000 here, and that was the case a couple months ago. So I hope it doesn't swap over and things are more expensive here.
Most likely to be how things are going, but we'll leave that for another time. Don't really want to be
Mm.
talking politics, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean for $300 or £300, whatever it is, and you get a performance of a 3060, and it's made by Intel. That's not bad going.
That is really good. I think I'll need to wait for actual benchmarks from people that aren't Intel. But if they match up to what they're saying, that's really good. And Nvidia should be a little bit worried because I think there was some Steam statistics. Most people do tend to go for like the 60 series of GPUs. There's not a
Oh,
whole lot of
really?
people. Yeah. Everyone tends to go for the mid-range. I know obviously PC gamers, enthusiasts all talk about their 3090 Ti's with 64 gig of RAM and everything, but the average person is rocking a 3060 most likely, or even a 1060 from way back when.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess people care more about 1080p gaming than anything else, I suppose, or
That's it.
1440p. So, yeah, this whole thing about 4K is it's just a gimmick. Now, Meta, you've spoken about this before. What's going on with them?
Meta, always in the news, never for anything good. Reportedly suspending all hiring and warning staff of possible layoffs. People
Well,
have been talking about for a while. It's
this is coming, and I think the industry. I
yeah.
mean, somebody was saying there's a 98% of a worldwide recession. I was reading somewhere online, so I think it's definitely gonna be tough times, and I think it's gonna be difficult for jobs and stuff, and
100%.
it is hard times, and my thoughts actually go out for people. I know the steady a lot will be let go, but let's just be honest. Um,
Yeah.
I just hope somebody snaps them up because they had great technology, and if somebody else can make most of it, then
Oh yeah,
fair play.
100%. I hope someone else pushing for cloud gaming will snap them up because, like you said, they are best in class at what they do. They just suck at everything else.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely true. Right, so AI is already better at lip reading than humans are. So on average, I didn't know this, we can only guess 1 out of 5 words correctly. Are we that bad with lip reading?
I've always thought I was somewhat okay at lip reading. I've never really thought about how accurate I was. But AI is already better than us. That's
I mean, just imagine if you
almost
had a phone that
terrifying.
had, yeah, it's terrifying. So just imagine you got a mobile phone, right?
Mm.
And you zoom into a person that's elsewhere, they're having a conversation, and that mobile phone is actually telling you what the person is saying via lip read. That's quite dangerous.
That is very dangerous. And imagine the things you can do with like CCTV recordings. That is
Oh,
honestly going to be very, in one way, good for like solving crimes and such, but also good for committing crimes. That's
oh,
genuinely terrifying.
this reminds me of something. Did you see the video? Have you ever seen the videos where the guy goes up and somebody has a swanky car and he goes up to him and says, "Oh, what do you do for a living?"
Yes, yeah, those ones. They are
Yeah,
pretty fun to watch.
have you seen the latest one?
No, I haven't. Who was featured in it?
Okay, so basically, this guy goes up with his phone. He goes, he's driving a beautiful Mercedes. He goes, "Oh, like what do you do for a living?" And he said quite a lot of stuff that he shouldn't have said, right?
Mm.
Little did anybody know this guy works for Apple and just got fired on the spot.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he said stuff that he shouldn't do, but yeah, he got fired on the spot. That was the latest one. Okay, so this is for the US listeners. They have they literally have a sports store called Dick's, right?
Mhm.
In the US, but they've Peloton have made an announcement that you'll be able to buy their gear in store now. So it's just not going to be all online based. Is this now a shift of how people are going to be buying stuff? Is the whole online thing now going to come down?
Um, Personally, I would have said no, but it's only tangentially related. But I was seeing statistics about even here in London how more people are getting on tubes recently. People are heading out, people are wanting to be with other people, it seems, or at least heading back to work at the very least. So maybe people are making that shift back to not wanting to be at their computers 24/7.
Yeah, no, it is good. It is quite positive to see that's happening. So yeah, let's see what happens. Now, this next announcement, I'll leave it to you, Jabed.
Razer and Verizon tease a 5G gaming handheld that can play games locally as well. I'm
Yeah,
for it.
so
More handhelds.
I am. It's going to be interesting. I mean, is it just streaming? I'm not too sure how it's going to work, but we'll hear the reveal soon. And I'm sure. I think the Steam Deck has just opened up a world of possibilities, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. We've got Steam Deck, that Logitech one that's only online gaming from what I remember. And this one as well. It looks like based on the article, it looks like they want to do both, which I like. But I was a little bit disappointed to know that the Logitech one is only cloud gaming.
I think this one might be cloud. Well, I mean, when they talk about locally, is it just connecting to a console locally and
Oh,
not
good
locally
point.
on the handheld? So I'm a little bit unsure um how they're going to do this. They are. I mean, why would you tout 5G connectivity then? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So it's definitely an interesting one to say the least for that one. The other things that are happening is Netflix now lets you create gamer tags.
Oh, I didn't realize they didn't have that feature. So, okay, they're still in the process of like creating their ecosystem for their games. So gamer tags one step forward, play multiplayer games with your friends, multiplayer games with people on the same account, even, I hope, maybe. Because let's
Maybe,
be real,
maybe.
everyone's sharing their Netflix account with their friends, so you may as well be able to compete against each other.
But they were culling that, weren't they? They've done quite a lot of
Yes.
work to cut back on that. We'll see how much further they'll go with that all. But I'm quite intrigued to see how this will go. I mean, how do you go about even getting Netflix game? Because I tried. You can get the games individually, but I don't see a central app. Or is it just the Netflix apps that does it all?
I thought it was a separate app. See, this is how little anyone knows about Netflix games. And they don't make it very clear. So maybe we have another Stadia situation where they need to advertise better on how to do things.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I can see it is on the Android app, but it's a bit. I know it's a little bit appointment. I mean, does it even stream? I don't think it streams, does it?
No, it looks like downloads. And
Oh,
it
they should.
goes through the right now, at least on Android, sorry to interrupt. It goes through the Play Store. You click install and it will install through the Play Store instead.
I'm not too sure how I feel about that.
Same here. It doesn't make much sense.
Oh, I would prefer um if it had streaming rather than downloading. But then
Yeah,
I guess that's me. I think that's me. But we'll see how that pans out. Oh, Samsung's. Oh
ah,
my days. Like
Samsung.
ah,
Gosh.
their batteries. Oh, I was reading more into this. Apparently, it's if you don't use your device for a while.
That
So
that's
if you,
insane though.
I know. So if you have a Samsung that's sat on the shelf, you should go and check it because apparently after 2 years the battery starts bulging. It's a massive issue. There's who's on YouTube? Who's the boss? Is that what his name
Yeah,
is?
Mr. Who's the Boss, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Who's the Boss. If you can do, check it out on YouTube. And he talks about every other phone on his shelf, fine. But his Samsungs all have batteries that have expanded and split his phone and like it's taken the back end off. I mean, I think the Note 7 fiasco was bad enough, but this is just seeming pretty
This
bad.
this is actually insane, especially with the newer phones. I could somewhat understand if it was happening to phones before the Note 7. Maybe something was wrong with the manufacturing process, but you would have hoped after everything that happened that Samsung would have that QA in place to make sure this doesn't happen again. How is this getting through? How did this even happen? I really can't fathom how Samsung, of all people, would allow this.
Well, the fact is, if you have a Z Fold 2, not that old, 2 years old, sat on the side, it will do this. It will split the back off your phone.
Exactly. That
But-
is
So
insanity.
Samsung at the moment are going through some major bad press, which is not going to help them. Now, this is something that I know you're going to make most of, Jabid.
Deezer can now identify songs that you hum. Honestly, there are so many times I've got a song in my head and I just can't put my finger on it. So this will really help out. Didn't something already like this exist?
Yeah, Google already does it.
Google does it. I'm pretty sure there are like Songify or something like that. Same thing. But
To be honest,
Deezer, yeah.
I want to know who signs up to Deezer because I don't know anybody on Deezer. Do you?
I'm going to be honest, Snoop. This is the first time I've heard about Deezer ever.
Are you
So
really?
I've never heard. I've heard of the normal Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, but Deezer is a new one for me.
You've never heard Deezer's been out there for years, but it goes to show how popular Deezer is. That the point that you've never heard of it.
Okay.
Like it,
Oh, yeah, looks like it. The
yeah,
UI
no.
looks nice. I'll give them that. That's all I can really say. I've not heard another thing other than just now that I can now hum into their app and find songs.
Right. This
So
is the one thing I
maybe
don't
that'll do it.
understand, right? Logitech refreshes its range of Mac specific MX keyboards and mice, right? I don't
Why?
get it. Because besides it being white, it's identical to the PC one. The only difference is that instead of having the Mac buttons like as a secondary, it's a primary, but it's the same thing. I don't understand when they do this. Just leave it as it is.
I think it's just that, Snoop. It's an aesthetic choice. I don't think anyone is getting these specifically because they're the best thing you can get for a Mac, but just they like Logitech, they have a Mac, and they're looking for something new. This is the only reason I can think of anyone buying this versus
Yeah, but
anything
just buy
else.
the normal PC one. It has the same buttons. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Like this, like it makes no sense. Like if I was to show you my MX keyboard, it has all the Mac buttons on there.
Mhm.
It's not like I'm lost. I don't know. I never understood. Maybe people are not
I,
savvy enough to be like, because they charge more for this, and it's the same kit.
yeah. Well, I'll put it to you this way. So Asus have a lineup of keyboards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I wouldn't normally care about an Asus mechanical keyboard that much. I'd rather get something with switches that I know and things like that. But the second they slapped on a Gundam skin on one of the keyboards, suddenly I wanted it. Suddenly, this keyboard that's normally £200, when I saw a Gundam skin on it, and they were selling for £400 because you couldn't buy it fresh from Asus, you have to get it from resellers. I was almost willing to pay that £400. I'm sure there's someone out there that's a complete Apple fanatic, and when they saw the official Mac branding for Logitech, they got excited. I can't explain what it is, but sometimes you just like knowing that it's designed for one thing.
Well, during this time, you should be saving money, Jabid. Don't be
That
silly.
is true, and that's why I didn't pull the trigger in the end.
Yeah, but you pull triggers for other stuff, though, don't you?
That's a conversation for a different time.
Still good. Right, Intel and Samsung show off a fun but impractical sliding. There is no need for a sliding PC screen. Seriously. Do you see a use for a sliding PC screen? I don't. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, a
Folding,
slidable
get.
PC.
No. Folding, I get, right? But turning a 13-inch display into a 17-inch one, it just makes no sense. Just buy a
To be,
17-inch screen.
you should. And to be honest, I don't really understand the foldable, not for myself at least. Sliding really, who needs that? Unless maybe it's for portability's sake. I guess you can make that argument that you can adjust it to any situation you're in. But really, you'd have a one size small one.
Yeah, but if I had a desktop PC, because that's what it connects to, I'd just buy a
Yeah.
single size. Does it matter to me if it's smaller or bigger? I'll just buy the size that I want. I get the folding. I just don't get the sliding at the moment. That's all I'm saying. Sliding screens, I do not get for this moment of time.
Agreed.
Oh, well, we were talking about Netflix earlier. They're also making their own gaming studios.
Okay. They're really pushing for a lot of things at once. Okay, that's really. I mean, we'll have to wait to see the quality of games they put out, but
Will
more
it just
power
be
to them.
Stadia? Yeah, but would it be Stadia all over again?
Oh, good point. Um, have you ever downloaded games from the Amazon store?
No, I haven't.
There used to be some good games on Amazon, like Jetpack Joyride, for instance. I remember if you got it through Amazon,
Yeah,
you could
but
get like
Jetpack Joyride I could get on a normal Play Store or a
ah.
normal.
But you see, the Amazon version sold me because it came with a free pack where you unlocked everything to begin with. Maybe Netflix will try some weird bizarreness like that.
Hang on, so let me get this right. So you could be bothered to play the game to
Yes,
unlock everything. So you wanted to get the Amazon version because it unlocks everything for you because you're too lazy to play the game properly.
you hit the nail on the head.
Right.
Amazon sold me with just that.
Fair enough. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about. I know Apple made an announcement about the pay later that they announced with iOS 16.
Mhm.
It's not going to arrive until next year now due to technical and engineering setbacks.
To be honest, it sucks that they couldn't get it working in time, and they probably shouldn't have advertised it if like there were still some flaws in the system. But I'd rather they push it back than deliver something that doesn't work, especially when it comes to money, and especially when it comes to breaking down your payments into smaller amounts like
Do you know
this.
what? There is one product that I wish Apple had
Mm.
worked on a bit more. Well, let me see. Do you remember this? The Apple wireless charger that never came about
Yes.
because it overheated. Um,
Yeah.
that would have been a great invention because the whole idea is you can just place your product anywhere on this pad in which charge.
Yeah, I think that would have been a great idea. It does suck that they stopped working on it or that they didn't want to release it. But
The Air Power Wireless. There we go.
Air Power, that was it. Yeah, that was a really cool idea. Charge everything on it.
I think they will give this another stab. I think this is going to come out of the woodwork one day. And I tell you why. It's because I think because things are a lot more magnetic. I don't know if you've seen the ones where it moves the coil to the right position. I think what they'll
I
do is
haven't.
they'll
No.
use MagSafe, and then when it realizes where the MagSafe is, it moves the coil to underneath the phone. I think that's what they're going to do.
I haven't heard of that tech being used like that before, but that sounds like a cool idea. And yeah, if they're going to take the second stab at it, that's definitely the way they should go.
Yeah, I mean it's sad that they ditched it, but I can understand why. But at the same token, I hope they haven't completely given up on it. I'm just glad they haven't made another Pippin. Do you even know what a Pippin is?
I'm going to need you to explain.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm showing my age, but if I can search for it, here we go. There we go. Bandai and Apple were making a games
Bandai
console.
and Apple.
Yeah,
What? This is like a hidden piece of history. An Apple Bandai collaboration on a games console.
yeah. Look at that. It
That
flopped.
sounds like okay. I mean, the fact I didn't know what it was, of course. Was it any good at least?
It was a mini PC essentially,
Okay.
but no, it didn't do very well. But look at that. Look at this beauty. Such a little beast. This
Oh,
was back and if you lot are wondering, 1993. Not that old. There we go. The Pippin. Now I bet you're going to be reading into that and thinking, how can I get a hold of one?
honestly, does that gamepad have a little ball in
Yeah,
it?
yes, it has a trackball like a mouse.
Why?
Well, if you're playing a game that has choices, like just imagine if you're playing Monkey Island and you have to use a
Okay.
mouse and
The
kind of
D-pad
makes
does the
sense.
job. Why do you need to scroll a Of all things.
Oh, I don't know. It has weird buttons at the bottom as well.
So if you
Actually,
threw
that's
that controller, it's shaped like a boomerang, does it come back to you?
I have no idea. But it looks rather cheap though, doesn't it?
It does, but 1993, I'll give it that. Like, everything, nothing looked particularly sturdy back then. Not that I
No,
was
I
around
think the
back then,
Nintendo
but
64 looked just as bad as well, plasticky. To be honest,
yeah.
there's a lot of similarities between the Nintendo 64 and the Pippin.
Now that you say it, yeah, I can see what they were going for. Which came out first? When did the
Pippin,
Nintendo 60
Pippin,
Pippin?
Pippin came out first.
Oh, Nintendo. You have something to say now, don't you?
To be
Nintendo
honest, do you know what
naughty.
I'm really excited about? And I'm gonna end it on this: GoldenEye being re-released.
Yes. GoldenEye. I'm also really excited. I've never played the original. I've only seen like videos of it, and I've seen you play it
Are
before
you
as well.
kidding me? Well, that was the leaked Xbox version, but
Yes.
you've not played GoldenEye.
No, just never had the opportunity. I'm sure I can get an emulator, of course, or get that leaked version somehow. I know someone, but
You're
yeah,
missing
never,
out.
never.
You're really missing. This was a great little piece of kit. I have to be honest. It was probably their best console. Well, it's debatable.
Hmm.
It is debatable. Their best one must have been the one after, which the life of me I've forgotten the name of.
This is how you can tell we're from different gaming eras. Because if you asked me, I would have said the PS2.
What from Nintendo?
Oh no, sorry, I just meant gaming console as a whole. What's the best console ever? I would say PS2.
Oh, I definitely think that there we go. It was the GameCube. GameCube was nice.
Ah,
No, the best one out there still has to be the Dreamcast to date.
Dreamcast. Okay.
That changed the industry. Anyway, we're going to leave it on that. Thank you for joining me, Jabed. I hope everybody's enjoyed these tech news updates for this week. And yeah, like I said, I hope my ill voice hasn't made you ill in any way. But yeah, no, thank you for listening. And Jabed, you got much planned for over the weekend? Any tech stuff?
No tech stuff. Just gonna be enjoying myself at home. One very specific thing, which I'm not too sure if any viewers would even care about. There's gonna be a almost mini parade of Genshin Impact in central London, and they have like a guide out online on where you should stand to see like the floats go past. So if you do join, you might see me. I might head out and just view it because it's so absurd that they're having a parade. But yeah, that's my plan for the weekend.
Yeah, but how are people going to go there when we have a train strike?
We have a train strike this weekend?
Yeah, on tomorrow.
Okay, all my plans are ruined. There goes my weekend, Snoop.
Well, no, you live in London, don't you? So your tubes are still going.
Ah, it's my mistake. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Or buses. People, if they like Genshin enough, they'll find a way in.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, no, thank you. That's quite useful for anybody who are fans of that. I'm not one of them. So, yeah. All right, then. Have a good one, everybody. And we'll
Take
chat
care.
to you all next week. Bye.